Alright, I'm back again. I'll make this short, sweet, simple, to the point. There's been a continuing resolution to basically keep on with the spending levels from 2024 that has passed the House. Now, the past couple of days, there's been a little bit of controversy. Initially, it started off with Thomas Massie saying he was not going to support the continuing resolution as stood. His grounds were that there were no cuts, and basically all of the Doge cuts that the administration has been bragging about were going to be funded anyway, at least through September. So he said he was not going to support that. And of course, you have a lot of people, Trump included, were acting really and truthfully like petulant little children, calling out Massie for not supporting this. And he had some reasons that if you go on his Twitter page, you can see he does a video, he addresses this. He says, first off, there was a deal that was worked out with then Speaker McCarthy, where if there's a CR, I'll just start calling that since I'm having a hard time speaking. If there was a CR, there would have to be a 1% cut in spending across the board, which this did not include. That's one reason. Second reason was, again, all those Doge cuts that everyone was so proud of would be funded anyway. And when you think about it, it makes sense. If you're going to be talking about cutting government spending, wasteful spending, why would you then turn around and fund it? Was he wrong in taking this stand? Now that it passed the House, it's moved to the Senate, or isn't moving to the Senate, and Rand Paul has come out and said he's not supporting it. Now, last I heard, no one is belittling Rand Paul. And it's very strange that a few weeks ago, Thomas Massie was the second coming. There were people wanting him to replace Mitch McConnell. Now, Trump is wanting him to be primaried and ousted from Congress. It's kind of like when there was a CR and Mike Johnson caved and passed it and everyone was wanting his hide. And then all of a sudden, Trump, once he got elected, was like, no, Johnson is great. Everyone should be for him. And, all the influence, everyone was suddenly like, oh yes, Johnson is great. We should definitely support him. Except for Massie. And he said, no, 2 days, a day ago, everyone wanted him gone. Now all of a sudden you want him to stay just because Trump changed his mind. Let's get rid of him, get someone who's serious about that will be firm, that will make cuts. And you see what is going on. You have this cult mentality where people cannot think independently of themselves. If Trump says this is the word, everyone believes it and they don't question it. They don't question the fact that there's a sudden change. And anyone who does not support that change is suddenly stupid. Well, guess what? There's something to take into consideration. Everyone's like, well, in September, come September, the Republicans, they will button down. They will make these cuts. Wait and see. When have the Republicans ever really dug in their heels? When was the last time they actually did that? I can't remember. And it's like Thomas Massie said in his video, the closer you get to the next election, the less of a spine the Republicans will have. That is the MO, not just for Republicans, but any politician in general. They know the American populace, they have a certain limit to how far back their memory will go. The closer they get to an election, the less likely they're going to want to do anything that might piss off the constituents, because they're going to have a little less time for everyone to forget about that. Or at the very least, for the fallout to blow over to where everyone can point and say, but look how good you're doing. You're being manipulated. Plain and simple, to the point. What do you expect? They know. You get these people, they have been in office for decades. They know the game. They know how it works. And do you think Trump doesn't realize this? Talking about the art of the deal, let's face it. Everything you look at is, to one degree or another, social manipulation, political manipulation. You act like he has not made a career out of manipulating people to get what he wants. And that's what it is. That's a lot of times in deal making, that's what it is. You have to be able to say and do whatever it takes to get people to side with you. He is an expert at this. He knows people have a limit on how far their memory will go. So he's playing you. Rest assured. And just, let's face it, Thomas Massie is too. You don't get, as I've said many times before, you don't get to that level without having blood on, without at least knowing where bodies are buried. You don't stay at that level without having some blood on your hands. You don't get to that level unless you're manipulating people. You know how to manipulate people. You don't stay at that level unless you become accomplished and well versed on how to do it. But is Massie wrong? No. You don't just go around bragging about making cuts and then slip them in on the back door and fund them anyway. And you can't bank on Republicans or anyone really to have a spine months from now. If they don't have a spine today, they're not going to have a spine tomorrow. And the closer you get to an election, the less of a spine they're going to have. Because they want that meal ticket. And as long as they're in office, they're going to have these PACs, the APAC and all that crap, giving them money. And do you think it's any coincidence that after Thomas Massie takes a strong stance against APAC, that all of a sudden you get this uptick in people wanting him gone simply for disagreeing with Trump? You don't think these PACs, they're not saying, hey, psst, we want him gone? Something to think about, isn't it? But let me know what you think. And like I said, at the time of the recording of this video, I have not seen any attacks on Rand Paul. I think even Trump realizes that would be moronic. Because you get in the Pauls, you mess with the Pauls, you mess with Ron Paul, when you're messing with Rand Paul, you're messing with Ron Paul's kid. And when you're messing with Ron Paul, you think the libertarian fallout is bad enough from Thomas Massie? Because a lot of people are taking Massie's side. You're screwed. Because let's face it, one component of that helped Trump get elected was you had libertarians willing to back him. Do you really want to piss them off? Even if someone like me who's libertarian adjacent, I consider myself more of a pragmatarian, part pragmatic, part libertarian. I really don't have a party, so I just call myself a pragmatarian. But, I mean, it's true. You can't afford to go around pissing people off. And with Trump's my way or the highway, I think it's going to backfire on him this go around. Democrats are not warming up to him. There was a pretty good sweep because of the idea of cutting wasteful spending. So you're going to see people that are taking Massie's side, and a lot of people are. If you look on Twitter, I would say the majority are taking his side. Because that's what they want. They want government cuts. They don't want to just go around and keep spending the money. They're tired of politics as usual, and this is politics as usual. Anyway, let me know what you think. I wonder if I'll lose a sub or two on this one. Later.